Why use ORMs for your data storage? Have you ever wondered how developers make database interactions so seamless? Today, we will discuss why using object-relational mapping tools can be a game changer for your data storage needs. Object-relational mapping tools act as a bridge between object-oriented programming languages and relational databases. This means developers can work with database data as native objects instead of writing complex structured query language commands. One major benefit of using object-relational mapping is faster development. These tools automate routine database operations like creating, reading, updating, and deleting records. Developers can write code in their familiar programming language, which speeds up the entire development process. This reduces the time spent on repetitive coding tasks. Another advantage is easier maintenance. Since object-relational mapping abstracts database interactions into high-level code, the application code becomes more readable. This makes it simpler for developers to manage database logic within the same environment they use for server-side logic. As a result, debugging and updates become much easier. Security is also improved with object-relational mapping. These tools use parameterized queries that separate structured query language commands from user input data. This separation helps prevent SQL injection attacks, a common vulnerability where harmful input could execute dangerous commands on the database. Flexibility is another key point. Many object-relational mapping frameworks support multiple database systems like MySQL, PostgreSQL, and SQLite. This allows applications to switch databases with minimal changes, usually just requiring an update to configuration settings rather than rewriting database code. Integration with modern web frameworks is seamless as well. Most contemporary web frameworks include built-in object-relational mapping support or can easily integrate with popular object-relational mapping libraries. This integration helps manage application programming interfaces and server-side logic alongside database operations in a unified manner. However, it is important to consider performance. While object-relational mapping can speed up development and enhance security, it may introduce some performance overhead, especially with complex queries. Developers need to optimize their use of object-relational mapping to avoid unnecessary database calls. Fortunately, many object-relational mapping tools include caching mechanisms to improve data retrieval speed. In practical backend development, object-relational mapping allows developers to focus more on building application features and business logic rather than getting bogged down by low-level database details. This approach makes backend development more accessible and straightforward by simplifying database management and improving code quality. Overall, object-relational mapping provides a developer-friendly, secure, and flexible approach to data storage. It fits naturally within the workflows of modern backend development, especially when working with application programming interfaces, databases, and server-side logic.